What's up, everybody? So I wanted to do this video. It's a little different from the norm that I've been doing. So I saw an article where it stated that the first UK baby with DNA from 3 people was born after new IVF procedure. Now take note, this is not the first time this has been done, okay? But this is very interesting. So the first UK baby created with DNA from 3 people has been born after doctors perform a groundbreaking IVF procedure that aims to prevent children from inheriting incurable diseases. The technique, known as mitochondrial donation treatment, uses tissues from the eggs of healthy female donors to create IVF embryos that are free from harmful mutations their mothers carry and are likely to pass on to their children. That's quite interesting. In the article, they showed this graph right here on how mitochondrial donation treatment works. Yeah, I'm not a scientist, baby. So listen, I can't explain all this to you, but it says the mother's fertilized egg and it's in a unhealthy mitochondria. Then the parents' nuclear material removed and kept. Then in the second one, the donor's fertilized eggs and a healthy mitochondria. Then the donor nuclear material removed and destroyed. And then the third one, donor egg, parents' nuclear material placed inside donor egg. Also in the article, because the embryos combine sperm and egg from the biological parents with tiny battery-like structures called mitochondria from the donor's egg, the resulting baby has DNA from the mother and father as usual, plus a small amount of genetic material, about 37 genes from the donor. That's interesting. The process has led to the phrase 3-parent babies, though more than 99.8% of the DNA in the babies comes from the mother and father. Research on MDT, which is also known as mitochondrial replacement therapy, was pioneered in the UK by doctors at the Newcastle Fertility Centre. The work aimed to help women with mutated mitochondria to have babies without the risk of passing on genetic disorders. People inherit all the mitochondria from their mother, so harmful mutations in the batteries can affect all of the children a woman has. For affected women, natural conception is often a gamble. Some babies might be born healthy because they inherit only a tiny proportion of the mutated mitochondria, but others may inherit far more and develop severe, progressive, and often fatal diseases. About 1 in 6,000 babies are affected by mitochondrial disorders. Most of a human's 20,000 genes are coiled up in the nucleus of nearly every cell in the body. But dotted around each nucleus are thousands of mitochondria with their own genes. When functioning properly, the mitochondria provide vital energy for the cells that make up our organs. Mutation that damage the mitochondria tend to affect energy-hungry tissues most, like the brain, the heart, muscles, and liver. These can deteriorate relentlessly as an affected child grows. Progress with MDT led Parliament to change the law in 2015 to permit the procedure. 2 years ago, the Newcastle Clinic became the first and only national center licensed to perform it, with the first cases approved in 2018. Approval is given on a case-by-case basis by the UK's Human Fertilization and Embryology Authority, which has given the green light for at least 30 cases. Doctors at the Newcastle Clinic have not released details of births from its MDT program amid concerns the specific information could compromise patient confidentiality. However, the HFEA confirmed that a small number of babies have now been born in the UK after MDT. The regulator said the number of births was less than 5. rather than giving the precise figure, because doing so could lead to identification of a person to whom the HFEA owes a duty of confidentiality. The number was accurate as of late April 2023. No further details of the births were provided. The treatment program was delayed by the pandemic, which deferred some donors from coming forward and affecting couples hoping to go ahead with the therapy. The new capsule process has several steps. First, sperm from the father is used to fertilize eggs from the affected mother and a healthy female donor. The nuclear genetic material from the donor's egg is then removed and placed with that from the couple's fertilized egg. The resulting egg has a set of chromosomes from both parents, but carries the donor's healthy mitochondria instead of the mother's faulty one. This is then implanted in the womb. However, the procedure is not without risk. Recent research has found that in some cases, the tiny number of abnormal mitochondria that are inevitably carried over from the mother's egg to the donor egg can multiply when the baby is in the womb. So-called revision or reversal could lead to a disease in the child. The reason why reversal is seen in the cells of some children born following MRT procedures, not that in others, is not fully understood. Women with mitochondrial mutations can avoid passing on disorders by adopting or having IVF with a donor egg. Or to have genetically related children, affected women can have their IVF embryos screened for mitochondrial mutations. Though effective in many cases, this reduces the risk rather than removing it completely, and it cannot help when all of the embryos a woman produces have highly mutated mitochondria. The UK is not the first country to create babies from MDT. In 2016, a U.S. doctor announced the world's first MDT birth after treating a Jordanian woman who carried mitochondrial mutations that caused a fatal condition called Lee syndrome. Prior to the treatment performed in Mexico, the woman had 4 miscarriages and 2 children. One died at age 6, the other lived for only 8 months. So far, the clinical experience with MRT has been encouraging, but the number of reported cases is far too small to draw any definitive conclusions about the safety or efficacy. Long-term follow-up of the children born is essential. The stage of development when reversal happens is unclear, but it probably occurs at a very early age. This means that prenatal testing carried out at about 12 weeks of pregnancy may well succeed in identifying if reversal has occurred. Sarah Norcross, the director of PET, a charity that improves choices for people affected by infertility and genetic conditions, said it was important for the technology to be used in a measured and carefully regulated way while it is assessed. It is also very important that we respect the privacy of children who with donated mitochondria and their parents, not least because these parents are likely to have had prior experience of illness and bereavement in their family. Peter Thompson, chief executive of the HFEA, said MDT offers families with severe inherited mitochondrial illness the possibility of a healthy child. The UK was the first country in the world to allow MDT within a regulatory environment. These are still early days of MDT, and the HFEA continues to review clinical and scientific developments. So in a nutshell, women are given this treatment because they already know that there's a possibility that their children will be born with an illness or a disease. And so they take this treatment to be able to have a healthy baby. So what do you guys think about women doing this treatment? Do you think that it's a good idea for them to do this? Is it okay for them to not want a child with a disability or illness, you got to understand they are the ones that taking care of this child, not you or anyone else, or not me. I'm not going to judge these women for wanting to have a potentially healthy child. Yes, there are some reversals that may happen or things of that nature, but if it's a possibility that they can have a healthy child, then I kind of don't see anything wrong with it, only because I do have a child. My child is healthy, but I decided not to have any more children, and I have 1,001 reasons why I didn't have another child. And one of the many reasons was because if I potentially had a child that had a disability, I would not be able to mentally and be emotionally there for that child. And I'm not going to lie. And I'm just being transparent, because I know people who have children with disabilities and illnesses and things of that nature, and it's very hard, and I just wouldn't be able to actually handle it, and I'm not gonna lie to you. So that's one of the reasons why I chose not to have any more children, because I honestly, come on, let's be real. What parent wants an unhealthy child or a child with a disability? I just did not want to be faced with that situation. Would I have been forced to, do what I was supposed to? Yeah, of course. But, it's just hard. I've seen mothers just go through a lot with children with illnesses and disabilities, and it's just really hard on them. And me personally, I just did not want to go through that. So I only had one child. Or do you think these women should just, if they do have a child with an illness, take care of this child with no complaints or whatnot? It'll be hard, but that's the choice that they make because they want to get pregnant, right? And also, women who have children with severe disabilities, they literally have to take care of this child and be responsible for this child for the rest of their lives, even in adulthood. That is a lot. That is totally a lot. And that's why I said that I mentally would not be ready for that. Like, I would not be ready for that. I don't even know if I can handle it or whatnot. So what are y'all thoughts about this? Y'all know what y'all gotta do. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Like this video, share this video as well. And y'all already know, y'all stay tuned for the next video. Alrighty, bye.